The Suez Canal. What is it? What's it about? And why is it important? And why is it good to sail through there? That's what we're looking at today. Hi, I'm Jan Oakbridge. I'm the cruise queen. We've been through the Suez Canal several times, but quite often it's been at night and we've not really noticed a great deal. But the last time we went through it was in the daytime, and it was really interesting. First of all, what is the Suez Canal? Well, it's a canal of water that kind of cuts through a land to go from Egypt through to, in Port Said, to go through to Suez, which it separates Africa from Asia. It's a quick way to get from one side to the other. It was built in the 1800s. They started building it, actually, the Egyptians started it with forced labour, with pickaxes and shovels, but that was, I think, about 1861, and that didn't work very well. In 1863, a new president or ruler came in and said, nope, we're not going to use forced labour anymore. So they didn't. So that was delayed for a while, and then eventually they started building about 1859 or 69. Anyway, it was about 10 years in the making, and it was 102 miles long when it was first built. Now, the thing about the Suez is that it was not wide enough all the way down, it wasn't wide enough for ships to pass. So there was this big bit in the middle. There are areas throughout the Suez that like lakes throughout the Suez, where ships could kind of pass. So it would be like single file traffic, except for in these areas where they would have to all accumulate, if you like. They'd go in convoys, so there'd be a whole convoy of ships all parked up in this one area kind of in the middle, while the other convoy came up and passed them so they could go out, and then they would wait, and then they would take their turn and another lot would wait. So it was always about manoeuvring between which convoy going north or south would go through. But in 2015 they built another 22 miles of before that they actually extended the Suez Canal. They made it to 120 miles long, so they then added another 18 miles on. I don't know why they did that, but they did. So now it's 120 miles long, and it's got 22 miles of dual carriageway, if you like. So now they don't have to line up in that one area to try and pass each other. They can actually pass in two-way traffic. So this 22-mile area, and I hadn't seen that because the time before that I'd gone through that I had noted it, we were on the individual, so it must have been before 2015. But it was really quite something, because it does speed up the crossing through the Suez, because you haven't got to line up and wait for things going through. In 1967, another really interesting fact about the Suez is that the Six-Day War started, and they blocked the Suez Canal at each end. Well, it just happened that there were a fleet of 15 ships, cargo ships I believe, that were stuck in the Suez Canal, and they were stuck there for 8 years. Now, some people kind of got boats off and went off to the land and went off, but a whole bunch of people just stayed on board ship, and they created this community, because it was always like, when are we going to get out of here? Maybe tomorrow. And so they had 8 years on board ship, built a community of people on these ships with 15 ships. Now, by the time they unblocked the Suez, most of those ships were not seaworthy anymore. But I just thought that was an interesting fact, that a 6-day war could block 15 ships in the Suez Canal for 8 years. So the Suez, there's settlements on each side of the Suez. There are people that live along there. There are different things being built along there. There's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a bridge that goes across which carries cars. So there are a lot of things that are being built up along the Suez. It's not just a kind of blank area like it was at one time. There are things on either side, but there are communities and towns being built alongside the Suez Canal. So if you've never been through it, it's very interesting. It's one of those areas of the world that has a good history behind it, but it's also a feat of engineering which just shows the ingenuity of man to get from A to B in the shortest possible route. So if this has been interesting for you, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Do give me a thumbs up for a like, and I'll see you soon. I'm Jan Obridge. I'm the Cruise Queen. Have a great day. Bye.